All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the last episode in our countdown to the Forbidden West, the series where I take a look at the top 10 best machines in Horizon Zero Dawn, in my opinion. As of the time where I'm recording this, we are only about, let's see, this will be about 13 hours from release. It's absolutely crazy that it's under 24 hours at this point. This is absolutely nuts. By the time you see it, we're probably only going to be, by the time this uploads, this is probably only going to be a few hours from release, maybe 3 or 4 hours at most. Uh, Absolutely crazy. I cannot believe we're already here. It's only kind of just now hitting me, actually. Um, but anyways, today it's my favorite machine in all of Horizon Zero Dawn. So, if we go to our machine catalog here, my favorite machine in all of Horizon Zero Dawn is the Rockbreaker. The Rockbreaker is beyond awesome for me. This is head and shoulders above the rest, even the tall neck. As much as I love the tall neck being this absolutely oversized giraffe, this thing is cooler. Uh, it's got combinations of traits that are just so awesome to me because they make me think of two of my favorite uh, franchises in existence. The Rockbreaker is kind of a mix of a couple things. It has these weird hands on the side you can see in this picture that are very mole-like, and thinking of a gigantic mole that's underground makes me think of the badger moles from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is my favorite story ever. So that's cool. And the fact that like is able to like throw dirt around so easily and move around through dirt so easily kind of reminds me of the badger moles a little bit as well because they're the progenitors of earthbending in that series. Whatever. Getting a little distracted here. But they also have a lot of worm-like traits. And as you can see, the bottom jaw comes apart in multiple pieces there. So I'm thinking like a large underground worm with a lower jaw that moves apart in multiple pieces. That just makes me think of graboids from Tremors, which I grew up with that. It's some of my favorite B sci-fi movies ever. So it's a combination of like two of my favorite franchises. I absolutely love this thing. So I go in here. Their unlocks are at Cauldron Zeta, which if I go to our map here, Cauldron Zeta is to the north of the map, right there. All right, that's where Cauldron Zeta is. That's where you can go ahead and get the unlocks to override these machines. Although they're not over the ground very often, so good luck overriding them. It doesn't happen very often. They're strong against fire, but they're weak against freeze. So yeah, I definitely use freeze against these guys. They freeze super easy, and they can die relatively quickly after you get them frozen. So I basically just do freeze and um, damage-based arrows. That's really all I do. They've got their digging arms. I don't really focus on these when I fight against them, but they are really large exposed weak points that you can fire at. However, I usually just find it to be a bit more trouble than it's worth, in my opinion. They have exhaust ports and fuel sacks. The fuel sack is definitely a target you can try to hit, mostly if you're on ground level with them, but I usually try to get the high ground advantage on them because they have this attack that lets them shoot rocks all over the place. And if you're kind of on level playing field with them and flat exposed ground especially, it gets really, really bad really, really quick. So I like to be kind of high up and in the cover. So yeah, I mostly just kind of hit the body. I just hit the body. They don't have a whole lot of armor on them, and then their entire backside and their tail are kind of weak points. I also aim straight at the mouth, which is also a weak point. Much easier than trying to hit the limbs, honestly. The limbs just don't do nearly as much damage as hitting in the mouth does, apparently. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do that here in just a second. All right, nice dust storm, making this nice and dramatic here. If I go to our map, I'm at this campfire here, which is just off from the only Rockbreaker site in the entire game. And there are two Rockbreakers here, so that's important to keep in mind. I'm going to go ahead and try and get onto this rock here to get some high ground advantage. And that's right there, so let's go ahead and do that.
It's on to me.
They are already aware I'm here. Okay, so I like to be kind of like right around over here. So I'm going to go ahead and notch 3 freeze arrows. And notch 3 of these precision arrows. And we're going to go straight for the freeze. Already frozen, look at that. So then we just got to keep kind of following this dust trail here. Right there. And again, I just kind of aim for the mouth. It's a weak point. As you see, it can't really reach all this way back. Strategic depth. This rock is great. It's just got enough flat area for strategic depth. It's got enough area for cover. It's pretty cool. Notch 2 arrows. Hit the tail real quick. Hide behind the cover. And I think it's not frozen anymore, but I still might be able to go ahead and... 263. Is that it dead? No, not quite. 263 right there. Is that it dead? No. Alright, notch 3 freeze arrows. Notch 3 of these precision arrows. And we'll get going again. Oh! There's one right here. They are right next to each other. I did not get back here fast enough. I should have done the dodge roll. I don't know if it's a frozen one. It is. Haha, I'm lucky. 1575. That is a dead Rockbreaker. Oh, the Glint Hawks are coming in. Great. I don't want them destroying my stuff. Like, come on. Because if they get at that, the coils are gone. Of all the bad luck, Glint Hawks happen to be flying through the area. Random Glint Hawks flying around is so stupidly rare. Okay, so that's the dead Glint Hawk there. I hope they didn't destroy the coils. I really do. There we go. That killed it. Are you serious? Stupid bandits. Got one more. This is a little too far away to shoot this guy, though. Alright, I'm gonna go and get down. Nice little ramp on this side. No fall damage for me. I just don't want to have to deal with these stupid bandits. There we go. Alright, let's see what these bandits had on them. Lots of treasure boxes, resources. Oh my gosh.
Tough the storm out.
Alright. So that's it for those bandits. We'll raid the Glint Hawk here in a second. It went on the other side of this Rockbreaker over here, I believe. Right there? Yeah. All right, so if we go ahead and take a look at this Rockbreaker, please let the coils still be here. Yes, I got those Glenhawks just in time. So yeah, you get a couple of rare coils. This is not a bad site at all to go ahead and farm them. I'd argue probably even better than the behemoths, by a little bit, just because you don't necessarily really need corruption arrows with these guys because they're so weak against freeze. Behemoths don't really have a weakness, and so corruption is usually the better way to fight that, because then that makes them fight each other, which softens them up a lot. But Metal Burn's kind of a hard resource to get a hold of, as I mentioned with the Shellwalker video. So, yeah. I actually kind of like this one a little more than the Behemoth site. So yeah, a couple of those really rare coils and weaves. It is a really good site. Awesome machine, and they're really big. They're a really big machine. I think really the only one bigger is the Tall Neck. I think they're actually slightly larger than the Thunderjaw, if only just slightly. So yeah, fantastic machine, easily my favorite in Horizon Zero Dawn. And I saw a list from a reviewer of the machines they came across from the old game. They did not reveal all the ones from the new game, thankfully, but they did reveal which ones from the old game returned, and I was happy to see that the Rockbreaker was on the list. So I'm excited to see what kind of improvements it might have in the Forbidden West. Less than 24 hours. I'm so excited. All right, well, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day.